We're rejoined by business attorney Brian King with offices in Augusta and also Atlanta. How are you today,
Doing
sir?
well, thanks.
Good. It's often been mentioned one of the benefits of going into business is if you have a home and you have cars and you're married and with family, you don't want there to be problems with people coming after your personal assets. Is that still true?
That's right. I mean, if so, a lot of people will just really form nothing and just call themselves a sole proprietorship, and they have no protection. So their personal assets are on the hook when they are running a business. But so what I do, one of the things that I do with my clients is we form an LLC or a corporation to run the business out of, and that does protect their personal assets from their business assets and their business dealings. So. It's like I sometimes will tell my clients, I mean, it's one of the cheapest forms of insurance that you can buy. I mean, it's not really insurance, but it's a protection. And that the law is saying, if you follow these procedures, when you open up a company, the state is saying, we are going to provide you this legal protection. And so, and it's not expensive to do that. And you get a tremendous amount of protection. So being able to, getting a good business attorney to get it all set up for you properly and then have all your documentation in place so that if you are sued, you can show that documentation and that documentation protects you. That's the very first thing you need to do. So as in starting a business.
Yeah, I was wondering, what are the type of situations you're protected from if you are in business when you say you're sued? Like, share maybe an example of something that's happened, I suppose.
Well, let's say, I'll give you an example of something that you can't be protected from and then tell you what you can.
Good.
So you can always be sued individually for something that you do yourself. So imagine like a surgeon who is operating on someone. It doesn't matter if he has 50 LLCs. If he were to commit negligence when he's operating on you and causes damage, then that doctor can be sued.
Right. Medical malpractice.
Right. Medical malpractice. Yeah. Right. So it's not gonna. So the LLC, him having a bunch of LLCs is not going to protect him from what he does personally. But if let's say, for example, he enters into a contract with a hospital to do certain things, and it's between his LLC and the hospital, then the hospital, if there's a breach of contract, the hospital can sue his LLC, but can't sue him personally and get to his personal assets. So there's contract law protection there.
Okay.
Then also, let's say you're running a business, and let's say it's a retail store, and you have to send one of your employees out to go buy a certain item to be able to replenish your inventory or something. Okay. Well, that employee, say he's driving a vehicle, he drives to the store, and on the way, he runs over someone and kills them.
Wow.
Okay. So now that employee can be sued individually because that
his negligence, right? Similar to the doctor.
Right. That's right. And then because he was on a business trip, business endeavor, then the business can be sued and be held liable if there was a negligence that may have led to that. Maybe the guy who ran over someone didn't have a driver's license, and the business let him go out without checking to see whether he had a business license. That negligent entrustment of the vehicle to the person who shouldn't have been driving anyway. So, but the business owner would still be protected individually,
right?
As long as he wasn't involved in that transaction.
Can't lose his house,
right
over it.
So
could he hurt business wise?
Well, it could be hurt business wise in terms of maybe there's negative publicity because of this, and if for example the business manager if he let someone drive the car who shouldn't have been driving the company vehicle, then that could be a problem. So from a publicity standpoint and all of that, right?
Sure. Yeah. Brian King handles all these issues on a daily basis and can be reached. A good way to sort of look him up is to go online. BusinessAttorneyLaw.com. Business Attorney Law. That's what I said. BusinessAttorneyLaw.com. And Brian, I've heard the expression, pierce the company shield?
Pierce the corporate veil.
Corporate veil. I'm
Right,
sorry. What
right.
does that mean?
So it means that if you don't have your the proper documentation set up for
Okay.
your company and all, and let's say that, for example, there are several reasons or several ways that a court may say that a plaintiff in a lawsuit might, who in suing a company, might be able to pierce a corporate veil, and sort of get at the personal assets of the owner of the company. And so one is not having the proper documentation set up and all of that. Another would be if let's say the bank account of the business and the personal bank account of the business owner are being treated intermingled. The funds are being intermingled, and and they're sort of using the business account as their personal bank account to go buy groceries and other things. Then, so the issue there is the company is not being treated as a separate legal entity. The business and his personal look the same, basically. And so if you don't operate the business properly, the court can say, look, you may have formed a company, but you never used it as a separate entity. You're using it as your own personal bank account, and we're going to allow the plaintiff to pierce the corporate veil and come in and get your personal assets.
Okay. And again, business attorney law. BusinessAttorneyLaw.com is Brian's website. He has offices in Augusta and also the Atlanta area. Brian, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And again, a quick shout out to the folks at Get Up Productions. All the social media platforms are up on the screen. The best thing you may want to do is just check out some other podcasts, may give you some ideas on how to grow your business as well.